we'll jump right into it, whip through these here. So rosebuds, we do have some of these available. This is a nice one to have available because it's the last one to bloom. So it's a pretty good bet that this is going to be blooming for Mother's Day weekend past. So this is would be a little bit easier sell to have for somebody to add on. So this is, out of any of them left, I kind of like having this one around because it's going to bloom, later into the season. It's a double. So it's one of the few out there that are really hardy that are a double. So, it has that rosette type of flower, real nice pink, very vibrant. It's kind of got a little bit of an upright habit. But it's not, it doesn't grow real upright. It's just not as globy as some of the other varieties. And we just have them in a 19 centimeter. We got 400 of them. So great one to have for a garden center for just a quick purchase for people as they're walking out the door. So good one to have. Juniper pronana. So we just wanted to show you here the size, the color. I mean, this is a today photo. So they got great color on them. They came through winter really nice. That's definitely a photo to show people because a lot of times people don't take care of them in nurseries. They let them dry down a little bit. Some places don't even cover them. They just kind of shove them can to can, and they get some pretty rough winter color when you do that. But we protect them, we water them. The growers did a great job with the crop. We got 480 available. All right, Prunus Zuzu. This is kind of one of those fringe plants. So, this one is a proven winner. They introduced it several years ago. It gets a really large flower that will be coming out here very soon. Usually, right just after our frost date around here. So that thing will be blooming as it starts to push out some leaves. So it'll have some leaves as a background. It's definitely, kind of an upright grower, but it's very compact. It's just one of those fringe plants that kind of works. The foliage and everything is good, but with green foliage and it blooms just once, it only blooms once. Sometimes it can be a tough sell. So, we can talk about how great the flowers are, how big they are, how impactful they are. It doesn't take a lot of room in the landscape. So it's a nice plant to kind of fill in there. It's definitely not a specimen plant, but it's a good filler plant to just kind of have a little more color out there. And we have 267 available. Spirea candy corn. So this has been one we've been chasing for a very, 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 very long time. So you can see this one here. This is a today photo. This kind of tells you what this thing does. So if you give it the opportunity, it's going to take off. It likes to break early. We are only minimal heating them, keeping them from freezing. And, we get sun on the houses, things like that. So some days they get a little warmer, but they really like to break early, especially in a container. You can see here, though, it's not really growing. The leaves came out. It's getting ready to put on its first flush. But this is a plant here. We got a lot of them booked. We still have more that we can go. Huge amount of buzz on it. If they do bring this in over the next couple of weeks, they have to protect it. So the other Spirea you can get away with a lot with them because they're just starting to wake up. Candy corn is different. Candy corn performs extremely well in southern climates. Its big claim to fame is it will not burn up, and it will keep putting on new growth all throughout the year, even in really hot conditions. It is northern tolerant, but like I said, you have to be very careful in a container because it wants to break early. So for people who want to carry this, there's a huge amount of buzz on it. Everybody wants it. You just have to be a little bit careful because in certain states, it can be a little tender. I've noticed once it's in the ground, it does pretty well. You can get some dead tips on it if it tries to grow a little too late in the fall, but I don't think there's any issue with losing the plant or having any major damage. So just a few little quirks, but high demand plant. So we're going to go ahead and produce it, and we still got some availability. Ilex Lucky Marble. So this is a newer crenata that we put in there. We really like it. We've talked about it. The texture is fantastic. I mean, when you look at it, it's got that little tiny leaf, and it cups, or reverse cups, or it kind of bulges out. So it looks like little green pearls as the leaves are on the plant. So it has a real unique shape. It seems to be very hardy up around here. Crenatas can be temperamental up through this climate. I would still be a little nervous with crenatas going too far north, but this one here seems to be one of the most hardy crenatas we've run across. It grows really well. I don't think that plant there, we really did any trimming. It really doesn't take any maintenance to keep that nice shape. It probably tends to be more of a kind of a moundy plant than it is like a ball. But I wouldn't consider it a spreader. It's just a low mound. But great plant, great substitution for boxwood. So if people have concerns with boxwood or want to use something a little different than boxwood, I would suggest they give Lucky Marble a try. And this is in a 2-gallon. It's in a larger tube, but you're getting the 2-gallon price. And you look at the size of the head, that's a 3-gallon head. So you got great value, great plant, new, great texture, a lot of good things going. We got 500. Pinus pumilo. So we've talked about this. NC, we ran out. You guys have done a great job pushing pumilo. We were in 1,000 plus at one point, and now we're whittling it down to about 246. I see NC is extremely short out there. A lot of them are produced on the West Coast, and there was one thing that a lot of pines don't like is excessive heat. So when the Oregon heat wave hit, it hit when the plant was pretty active, and it did some damage. So they had to regroup on some of their crops. So that left a pretty big hole as well. They did note that pumilo did better with environmental extremes. So, and I would agree with that. I think pumilo is more adaptive than Mugo NC, but it's a little different. It doesn't have that, perfect uniform growth. It just, you can see there where it gets a little knobby there, but it's, it's still very close. So hopefully you can take advantage of that. Nice looking crop. Got 246. And last but not least, Pinus strobus pendula. So we did come up with a special price on these. So we wanted to give another blast out there. This is kind of last minute. These are not heading for the wood chipper, okay? But it looked like we were a little long, so we just wanted to throw out a quick last minute special. I'll do better next year. If it looks like we're still long, we'll try to get that special out to you a little quicker. But if anybody's out there looking for some last minute deals, we still got a lot of time on digging pines too. Pines, we should be able to dig all the way through the end of April. So we got a good another 4 or 5 weeks of digging on pines. But you can see there the 72-inch at $105 and the 84 at $120. Those are quantity breaks. I'm not sure what the quantity break is, but you can look that up. But pine, the strobus pendula seem to be doing well out there. They're not getting the issues like the Austrians or some of the other pines are getting diplodia. Most of the white pine types seem to be very resistant to that. So like red pines and Austrian pines, things like that are really getting susceptible to diplodia. That's very genus specific. So this is, or species specific. So this is one that you don't have to worry about that. So that's a good deal. All right.